How are you? Hope you're well. Happy spooky month. I wanted to do something special this month besides just my normal Halloween reads video that I'm going to do spoilers. So I thought it'd be really fun in honor of spooky month. I read my first and only dark romance. I have never read a dark romance before. I've listened to some books' plot summaries because I'm curious, but I've never read one myself. It's never been a genre that I'm particularly interested in. The darkest I get is fantasy enemies to lovers, but I don't know. I don't like mean men, so dark romance it's hard for me. There was a book in particular that caught my interest and I thought it would be perfect for this video and would also be a perfect baby step into the genre so that I don't freak myself out by reading something like Haunting Adeline, which is... I know what happens in those books. I've watched the plot summaries. It's criminally insane. No offense if you like them. It's not for me. But I will be reading Butcher and Blackbird. I've heard a lot of good things about this. It's a dark romance about two serial killers, but it's also a rom-com and apparently very funny. So I thought it would be the perfect little step into the genre, taste testing it, if you will. Like I said, this is probably going to be the only dark romance I ever read. I do not see myself becoming a fan. It's just simply not for me, and that's fine. Again, no hate if that's what you love, but yeah, so I haven't started it yet. I will check back in once I have and I'm a little bit into it, maybe at the halfway-ish mark. So I will see you then. Hi, welcome back. I have updates and so far this challenge has been very difficult, so just hear me out, okay? I did end up DNFing Butcher and Blackbird because it was too gory and I just couldn't handle it. I genuinely wanted to throw up listening to it. I only got about 45 minutes into the audiobook and then I was like, I can't do it. It was so... yeah. And then I decided to pick up Hooked by Emily McIntire. I think that's the author. Same thing, it was too gory for my liking. And then in addition to that, which this is also a very large thing, I just hated the whole like, oh, she's super innocent and he's a murderer trope. And the way he was like talking about her, I was rolling my eyes. It was just, it felt like listening to that book was a punishment to me. So I also DNF'd that one at the 45-ish% mark, maybe an hour into it. So didn't go well. However, I decided to cheat a little bit to try and help me get through this challenge because I really do want to at least just give the genre a shot, even though I do think that those two books have proved that this genre is not for me. But I decided to pick up a fantasy dark romance in the hopes that maybe the fantasy elements can make up for the elements that I don't like in the contemporary romances. So maybe it would be slightly less gory because there'd be magic. The men would be slightly more tolerable because it's a fantasy world in the Middle Ages, you know? So I'm hoping that helps, and it kind of has. I'm 29% of the way through A Ship of Bones and Teeth, which is approximately 4 hours into the audiobook, and so far I'm stomaching it pretty well. I don't really have too many complaints. I'm not the fondest of the darker elements, but it hasn't affected me at all the way that the two contemporary romances have. There are certain parts where I think it's a little bit too gory, but they're not focused on too heavily, and in general it's just going a lot better. I don't think that this book is going to be a favorite by any means. However, that's okay. I've been wanting to read this book anyway, so this video being an excuse to pick it up was actually kind of a fun realization for me, because I saw it in the bookstore and I saw the cover, and the cover is absolutely stunning, so I needed to read it. And then what this book is about is, it's essentially, they say it's a Dark Little Mermaid retelling. I think it's more so a Dark Little Mermaid reimagining, because it's not retelling the actual story of the Little Mermaid. It takes place after the story that we know and it takes place after she's already married to Prince Eric, and her life as a human after all of that happened. So it's fun. It also kind of feels a little bit like The Little Mermaid meets Pirates of the Caribbean, but dark for both, which isn't a bad thing. The vibes are kind of fun. Sirens, pirates, magic, witches. It's really fun so far. So in general, I don't really have many complaints. It's not my cup of tea. I don't foresee this being above a 3-star, 3.5 max. But in general, I'm having a decent time, so I'm not complaining. Is this cheesing? Yes. It is. It's cheesing a little bit because it's not just an authentic dark romance when you think of the genre. But you know what? I didn't want to stop this video after 5 minutes and give 2 books a shot and didn't like them and DNF them. So I thought this is better than nothing. So yeah, I will come back once I've finished this book. I'm determined to finish it. I don't think I'm going to do a halfway check-in because this is spoiler free. So yeah, but wish me luck. I'm hoping to finish this book. I really don't want to not finish it, so wish me luck. Hi. So, last check-in, I DNF'd 2 contemporary dark romances and kind of cheated by picking a fantasy dark romance that I also DNF'd. So I think it's fair to say that dark romance is not for me in any way, shape, or form. With A Ship of Bones and Teeth specifically, I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. I tried so hard. I listened for 2 more hours beyond my breaking point of being like, I can't read this, and I kept going for 2 more hours of the audiobook. So you cannot say I did not try, because I did. I tried very, very hard, but I genuinely couldn't do it. My breaking point is a scene where, how do I explain this? They have fun together in adult ways, and he uses his fingers and then proceeds to go to one of his crewmates and just swipe his fingers under his nose, being like, smell her, and nearly threw up. I unfortunately listened to that while I was eating, and I nearly threw up. I'm not exaggerating at all. And I was like, okay. And I'd already been skipping all of the spy scenes prior to that because I didn't like it. Okay? And I skipped that scene. I heard the beginning of it, I skipped to it, and then I heard that, and I wanted to throw up. I was like, ooh, okay, no, I can't do this. And then I listened for 2 more hours, which wasn't the smartest thing. And then he basically grapes her. He does it, she says no, he keeps going, and then in the next chapter, we have to listen to her convince herself that she liked it. And that was where I drew the line, because I was like, no, that's disgusting. I saw the trigger warning. I knew that was coming, but I didn't think that would be with the main couple, because that's despicable. I can't read that. I can't do it. I don't like it. And that's where I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm torturing myself. I'm already in a reading slump. I've been in a year-long reading slump. I don't want to do this anymore. So instead, I'm DNFing it. I didn't finish it. I think I got to maybe 65-70%, but I cannot do it. I have no interest in further reading it. I have no interest in ever picking up a dark romance again. It is not for me. It is not a genre that I enjoy in any way, shape, or form. And honestly, kind of regret making this video because I knew it would end up like this, but I still went for it anyway because I'm trying to be open. I'm trying to try new things, go out my comfort zone. I should have stayed in my comfort zone. I should have stayed in my lane. It's just not something that I can understand personally. It is just so far from what I enjoy that I just genuinely don't fully grasp why it's good, why it's liked. I don't know. I do think if Butcher and Blackbird was less gory, I think there would have been potential for me to like that one. I'll be very honest. But unfortunately, this just seems to be a genre that is going to rub me in the wrong way in some kind of way. Basically every single time I've tried 3 different books, and that's just unfortunately my taste. But you can't say I didn't try. I tried very, very hard. So yeah, if you are a lover of dark romance, please explain to me, why do you find that genre appealing? Because again, I don't mean it in like a disrespectful way at all, but I just myself don't fully understand why it's so popular and why people like it. So I would love to know why people like dark romance from the opinion of someone that does. Like, what about it appeals to you, you know? If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.